Calling all candy lovers, this Valentine charcuterie is a chocolate lover's dream. I'm Amy Iverson, and Kelsey Watson joins me with the details on how to make 3 Valentine's chocolate barks to notch up your holiday food board. So I've never made this. Tell me, is there a secret to getting the best bark?
So I believe the best bark always starts with the best chocolate.
Okay.
Now I love to use a tempered chocolate because it gives you that great snap. It gives you a good, nice, shiny feel to it, but tempering's not for evereone.
Okay, is that a process, or is that something we're looking for on the package?
So that's a process that you use to just heat your chocolate and cool it to get the right crystallization. There's 100 YouTube videos on it.
Okay.
If that's a little overwhelming for you, I mean, you can use any chocolate you find.
Any chocolate.
Any chocolate you find, but a lot of them you can go ahead and temper at home. I temper the Trader Joe's just pound plus bars at home sometimes.
Okay.
So you don't have to go super expensive.
Okay, nice. So what goes into it so we can make it smooth and nice?
Okay, so we're gonna start here with our dark chocolate one. We just melt the dark chocolate here. You just melt it, get it to a good temperature. I like to work with it around 90 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
And that's what I kind of check.
Yes, so she was checking the temperature with this, which looks like it belongs in a toolbox, and she said it is in her toolbox.
It is in the toolbox.
So this is how you're checking the candy temperature instead of those candy thermometers I always see.
You can use a candy thermometer. I'm just
You got this at Home Depot.
Doing it so fast, yeah.
Okay,
Home
so
Depot,
that just
Harbor
takes a
Freight.
laser and tells her the temp, and you're telling us 90 degrees.
Yeah, this one's at 92 right now. It's a little hot, but it'll work fine.
And you just melted chips here?
So this is a couverture that I tempered. So couverture is just the type of chocolate.
Okay.
So this is kind of a nicer chocolate, but you could use chocolate chips. You could use any of like the compound chocolate you find at Orson Gygi.
And you're just melting
Baker's
this in the
CNC.
microwave?
Yeah.
You didn't add anything to it?
No, this is just melted chocolate.
Okay.
And we're gonna start here and do kind of a basic almond bark.
Yum.
So fun.
So we're not throwing
simple.
the ingredients into the chocolate, we're
Nope.
putting them on the surface.
Everything just so, I like to have a little bit of almond underneath it. And we're just gonna pour it over the top like this. I don't like to do it too thick because, you know, you kind of want to have it have a nice
So you can have as
bite.
many or little inclusions as you want.
It's amazing because you can't go wrong.
Okay.
I mean, it's a choose your own adventure when you come to chocolate bark, and I just love that about it. It's so versatile. I can kind of move it around to kind of get it a little thinner on my paper. And we're gonna let that sit.
Just room temperature.
Just a couple, yeah, we're gonna let that
Okay.
sit for a couple minutes before we add anything else.
Okay, that's just the first.
So that's just the first. While
Okay.
that one's kind of sitting for a second, we'll move over to what I like to think is the fun one.
Okay.
So white chocolate is just fun because you can add so much texture and color.
Color, yes, that's
So I
what
found
was
these
thinking.
adorable cinnamon hearts and these are actually Pop Rocks that are covered in chocolate that I found over at Baker's CNC.
What? Didn't know those existed.
So
That sounds
fun
delicious.
for kids.
Okay.
So for this one, we're just gonna pour some out to begin with.
And so you didn't put anything down first, you're just pouring it right
Now
out.
pouring it right out. And I like to use parchment paper. Parchment paper is just so easy. And you could really add anything to this. This is a great one to get kids involved in.
Okay.
Like you could crush up Oreos. You could throw sprinkles into it.
Anything.
Anything you want, or make it go as fancy as you want with, you know, any dried fruits.
And is it the
really
same
work.
thing, we're gonna let it sit for a minute before
We are gonna let it
put
sit. We
something?
can move right back over here.
Okay.
This one's kind of sat for a minute. The reason we're letting it sit is if you put stuff in right away, it's just gonna sink to the bottom.
Yes.
It won't get as great of a texture.
Okay.
So I love texture in barks. So here I am just gonna drop, these are freeze-dried pineapple bits.
Okay, I've not seen that before, although I love chocolate covered any fruit, so it makes sense I would like this.
So you're just gonna dump them on. And I went over to the Nut Garden and they had a whole,
Freeze-dried.
everything's
You would suggest
freeze-dried.
freeze-dried.
Freeze-dried. Freeze-dried, dehydrated would probably work too. And then I'm just gonna take some salt. And I love to use a good flake salt. See how
And
it's
you're
a
not
little
worried
thicker?
because this is not perfectly smooth. Doesn't
No.
matter.
That's the thing that is so nice about this. You can't really go wrong.
Okay.
Which makes it so easy, and you can do it ahead of time. So now I'm just gonna sprinkle a few more almonds on top, and we just let this sit at room temperature till it's completely cooled. And if it's a little thick in spots, you can just kind of move it around.
So this isn't something we want to throw in the fridge, or could we do that if we want to speed up the process?
I don't recommend throwing
Okay.
it in the fridge.
Okay.
you're gonna make it cool too fast and you're gonna get streaky chocolate when that happens.
Okay.
Or you're gonna get condensation on your chocolate from all these inclusions. Just let it sit.
Let it sit.
I would say one thing is, if you're someone like me that likes a really warm house in the winter, maybe just cool it down for a couple hours while you're working on chocolate.
While it's setting. Okay, and your last one, we're gonna throw some strawberry. How do we get this strawberry? Is it strawberry flavored chocolate?
So this is a strawberry flavored chocolate by Valrhona, but you can also flavor your own chocolates. And so to do that, you can actually crush up freeze-dried fruit till it's a complete powder and mix it in with your chocolate. Or you can use a lot of Loran oils or any food oil to give that flavor. So you could throw some strawberry flavoring in there. This one, I like the strawberries in it, so I'm just gonna pour that over.
Again, with that freeze-dried, in letting it sit a little bit and then throwing stuff on top.
And this one, I just love the color, so we're gonna go with some pistachio and pumpkin seeds to give it that great contrasting color. I've got some cocoa nibs here.
And when it's all set up, are we just breaking it like with a knife?
Yeah, you can just drop it down. That's the fun part.
Just drop it and
you just get to
let it
drop it all off and see. And yeah, it's just fun you can't go wrong.
And you have something fun you do with the leftover chocolate.
So with the leftover chocolate, what I love about chocolate is you don't have to waste it.
It can go in anything.
I always melt extra. You just go ahead and dump it back onto your parchment sheet, let it cool, break it up into pieces, and go ahead and just throw it back into a Ziploc bag until the next time you're ready to use it.
Perfect. Where can we get this info from you online?
I am at kwchocolates.com and on Instagram at kwchocolates.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Kelsey. Kelsey, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So fun.